You're born in a presidential palace, not the kind with tours and gift shops, the kind with snipers on the roof and armored vehicles in the driveway. Your father runs a country the way some men run a warehouse. Tight, quiet. Nobody asks questions. Your mother wears silk and takes pills. She redecorates the East Wing every few months. That's her version of screaming. You have 14 nannies, a private zoo, toys shipped from countries your father has sanctions against. Every kid at your school smiles when you walk in. They laugh at your jokes before you finish telling them. You're 7, and you think that's friendship. It isn't. It's what fear looks like on a child's face. You don't learn the difference until much later. By then, it doesn't matter. Your birthday parties have 200 guests. None of them chose to come. The parents bring gifts and stand along the walls with the same expression. Polite, stiff, ready to leave. You open the presents. Everybody claps. It sounds rehearsed because it is. You make a friend once, a diplomat's son. You build a fort in the garden. Laugh until your ribs hurt. He teaches you a card game his grandfather made up. You play it for 3 hours straight. The next week, his family gets reassigned to a frozen embassy 6,000 miles away. Your security team flagged them. You're 9, and you just got someone exiled because you shared your juice box with the wrong kid. You stop trying after that. You still remember the card game. You never play it again. Your father is a uniform that shows up once a month, surrounded by men in sunglasses who agree with everything he says. When he looks at you, it's not parental. It's an inspection. Stand straighter. Speak louder. Don't cry. Crying is a defect. He intends to fix it. You see him more on television than in person. On TV, he smiles. At home, he doesn't. He eats dinner alone in his office most nights. You stand outside the door sometimes, listening to the clink of silverware. You want to knock. You never do. One time you leave a drawing under the door, a crayon picture of the two of you. It never comes up. You find it in the trash a week later, folded once. He saw it. He just didn't care. Everything changes when you're 14. He pulls you out of school, flies you to a compound in the countryside. Military helicopter. You're thinking birthday surprise. Car, maybe. Watch. He walks you down concrete stairs into a basement that smells like rust and sweat. A man is tied to a chair under a single light bulb. Journalist. Wrote something critical. Your father hands you a baton. 3 words. Teach him respect. The man has glasses. Soft hands. He looks like a teacher. Your whole body says no. You look at your father. That jaw. Those eyes scanning you for flaws. You know what happens if you refuse. You become the flaw. You swing. First hit is weak. Second is harder. By the 5th, something in your head just goes quiet. Your father nods once. For him, that's a standing ovation. He walks out. You stand there holding the baton. Your knuckles are white. You just bought his approval. The price was someone else's blood. There's no return policy. That nod becomes the thing you chase. For the next 4 years, you go from reluctant to reliable. He puts you in charge of the youth militia. Teenagers in matching uniforms. You organize rallies. Stadiums full of young people chanting his name because they believe it, or because their teachers are watching, or because the alternative is a file with their name on it. You build a network of informants in schools. Kids reporting their parents for saying the wrong thing at dinner. A boy in the program, 16, reports his own father for making a joke about the government. The father disappears for 3 weeks. Comes back thinner. Quieter. The boy gets a commendation. You sign it. You don't think about it. You think about the next nod. At 18, he gives you the propaganda division. You hire people who understand the internet. You manufacture trends. Deepfake opposition leaders into embarrassing footage. Let the algorithm distribute it. You turn his regime into a brand. It works. Engagement is high. Disappearances are higher. You don't connect those two numbers. Not yet. You also build a content team. Young, educated, loyal. They produce documentaries about your father's vision. Highlight reels of infrastructure projects. Soft music over drone footage of new highways. The comments are 80% bots. The remaining 20% are people who know what happens when you don't comment something positive. You track the metrics like a startup founder. Reach, impressions, sentiment. You never track the other numbers. The ones your security team handles after the sentiment dips. By 22, youngest minister in the cabinet. By 25, you're running the actual government. Your father's health is failing. His paranoia is not. The generals circle like men waiting for a chair to open. Nobody sits because they know you control the surveillance grid, the digital infrastructure, the youth. You replaced his old methods with cameras, algorithms, prediction software. Dissidents don't get arrested anymore. They get flagged. Bank accounts frozen, jobs lost, families pressured. Landlords get a call, employers get a visit, children transferred to different schools. No blood, no mess. Just a slow, quiet erasure that leaves no fingerprints and no martyrs. You tell yourself it's more humane. The people who vanished from public life might disagree, but they're not in a position to comment. Your father should be grateful. You modernized his operation, made it efficient, sustainable. Instead, he starts watching you the way he watches everyone else, with that measuring look.